Etymology and historical origin of the baby name Moshe. Moshe is the biblical Hebrew form of Moses. The ancient Hebrew name Moshe was probably derived from the Egyptian root mes, meaning born of, or son, more specifically born of a certain god which, in the case of the Hebrews, would be Yahweh. Therefore, some etymologists conclude that Moshe means born of Yahweh, son of Yahweh. The biblical book of Exodus tells the story of Moses' birth and life. Right after Moses' birth in Egypt, his mother placed the infant in a reed basket and set it afloat on the Nile River. Her intention was to protect her son from Pharaoh's orders that all male Hebrew babies be killed. Guess who spots the baby floating down the river? Pharaoh's own daughter. In Exodus 2 verse 10, she names him Moses, because, she said, I drew him out of the water. As a result, there is some folk etymology suggesting that Moses means saved or delivered from the water, but this is generally accepted as invented. Moshe/Moses, a grandson of Levi, one of Jacob's 12 sons, is the central character in Exodus as he leads the children of Israel out of captivity in Egypt and then receives the 10 Commandments from God on Mount Sinai. He is considered the most important prophet in Judaism, and tradition holds that Moses wrote the Hebrew Torah, or the first 5 books of the Bible. Moses has long been a popular name among Jews, but Christians eventually adopted the name during the Reformation, mostly Puritans and other nonconformists. Even though Moses led his people, i.e., the Jews, to the Promised Land, he is still considered an important prophet in both Christian and Muslim tradition as well. Moshe is a lesser-known and more ancient Hebrew form of Moses. Personality of the boy named Moshe. Romance is the hallmark of the Six personality. They exude nurturing, loving, and caring energy. Sixes are in love with the idea of love in its idealized form, and with their magnetic personalities, they easily draw people toward them. Like the number 2 personality, they seek balance and harmony in their life and the world at large. They are conscientious and service-oriented, and a champion for the underdog. These personalities naturally attract money and are usually surrounded by lovely material objects, but their human relationships are always primary. They thrive in giving back to others rather than being motivated by their own desires. This is when they achieve great things. Sixes are natural teachers, ministers, and counselors. Popularity of the boy named Moshe. Despite the fact that Moshe is one of the oldest known names in the Western world, it did not appear on the American male naming charts until 1973. So this is a name with barely 2 generations under its belt here in the United States. It's unclear what suddenly prompted Moshe to the charts, but we're glad it was rediscovered. Moses is actually a more anglicized form of Moshe, and so Moshe could be considered much more Jewish in its ancient Hebrew form. Still, with respect to today's trends, more obscure biblical names have been resurrected and seem to be finding a wider audience. Moshe is definitely an example of this, although the name has yet to reach even levels of moderate usage. Right now in the United States, the Spanish Moises is the most popular form of this name, followed by Moses. What's interesting is that Moshe trails Moses, pretty closely nipping at his heels on the charts. Moshe is a softer, more unique variation of Moses, and most people don't even know the 2 names are even connected or that they're both sons of Yahweh. Not surprisingly, Moshe is a top 15 name in Israel, and it also shows up on the top 100 lists in both New York and New Jersey, the 2 states in America with the highest per capita Jewish population. It's only a matter of time before Gentiles discover this hidden gem. Quick facts on Moshe. Gender, boy. Origin, Hebrew. Number of syllables, 2. Ranking popularity, 553. Pronunciation, Moshe. Simple meaning, born of Yahweh, saved from the water. Characteristics of Moshe. Sensitive, loving, affectionate, community-minded, family-oriented, humanitarian, compassionate. Cultural references to the baby name Moshe. Literary characters of the baby name Moshe. Moshe is a character in Holocaust survivor Elie Wiesel's memoir, Night, published in the United States in 1960. Moshe is the temple caretaker, a humble, pious man who chants with joy in his heart, and who indulges the young Eliezer in his efforts to study and understand Jewish mysticism. Moshe is eventually expelled to Poland in 1942, being unable to prove his Hungarian citizenship. Moshe somehow escapes and makes his way back to his village to warn the Jews of the coming catastrophe, having witnessed the execution of many Jews by the Gestapo, and their humiliating and devastating treatment at their hands. The villagers ignore his warnings, putting them down to Moshe's great imagination, or even madness. And Moshe weeps. The songs go out of his heart. He is silent. And he is proven to be right. Moses is a major religious leader, lawgiver, and prophet in the Bible. According to Exodus, Moses' mother hid him in a stream when the Egyptian Pharaoh ordered that all Hebrew baby boys be killed. He is found by the Pharaoh's daughter and raised in the midst of the royal family. After he kills an Egyptian whom he finds beating a Hebrew, Moses flees across the Red Sea to escape execution. Here he marries, has children and works in the in-laws' shepherding business. Oh, and he has his first encounter with God in the form of the burning bush. God tells him to go back and lead the Israelites out of Egypt to the Promised Land. This he does, after God visits 10 plagues upon Egypt due to the Pharaoh's reluctance to let the Israelites go. Moses and his people flee the Egypt via the parting of the Red Sea and make it to Mount Sinai, where the 10 Commandments on tablets of stone are given by God to Moses. The Israelites then wander in the desert for 40 years, and Moses dies just as they come within sight of the Promised Land. The Bible tells us he is 120 years old. This is quite a lifespan, with quite a lot of remarkable living packed into it, too. And we're pretty sure he looked just like Charlton Heston. Famous people named Moshe. Moshe Sharett, former Prime Minister of Israel; Moshe Katsav, former President of Israel; Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, Jewish philosopher; Moshe Dayan, Israeli politician; Moshe Feinstein, Orthodox Jewish scholar; Moshe Ya'alon, Israeli politician; Moshe Safdie, architect; Moshe Arentz, Israeli politician;